One of the things I do with my life is to teach a yoga class. But the way I see yoga is not so much like what we often think about, like twisting our bodies in extreme ways. For me, it's not really about this, but it's more about a quiet and a clear mind. It's about bringing a quiet and a clear mind to our everyday life. A quiet and a clear mind is the essence of what I try to bring into my classes. And it's going to be the essence of what I'm going to try to bring into this talk. For a quiet mind, we need to a certain extent to be able to control our thoughts. And if we are completely lost in our thoughts, then of course we cannot see what is in front of ourselves. We can be in the most beautiful garden and not even know that we are there. But now it's not like that. Hopefully now there is attention. But if all this attention is going out into one direction, then there is focus, but there is no clarity. At least not the way I refer to clarity. For me, clarity is the quality that allows us to be aware of the whole of the moment and not just what grabs my attention in the moment. Why am I saying this? If all attention goes out, then the clarity of the moment disappears. And I cannot see the totality of a moment, and the only thing I see is a very fraction of the moment, and what I see are my own needs. In the majority of cases, if my mind is not clear and something needs to be done, then I will probably do it based on my own needs without much consideration of the whole, obviously, because I cannot see the whole. I will do it based on a very powerful law, the law of survival. If something needs to be done, probably I will ask, what can I get out of this for me? Or more precisely, if something needs to be done, I will ask, how can my action ensure that I feel more secure? How can my action ensure that I feel better? Security and simply feeling good, feeling better, are the two pillars of the needs of my survival. It is true that we share this survival with all the creatures of the world, but we have something that no other creature has. We have a mind that can project into the future. We don't think about this very often, but this is an amazing thing, that we can see something that is not here. For example, this ability is what allows us to create beauty. Beauty is the ability to see something that is here now. You can see what is here now, but then it can become different. It can become, in this case, more beautiful. But it is precisely this ability to see into the future which will let us know that no matter what we do, we cannot feel secure. Why? Because we can see that we are mortal beings. We can see deep in our hearts, we can see that we are going to die. And also the same ability will let us know that we cannot satisfy all our desires, because we can see that everything passes. For example, no matter how good my meal is, like before, we tried to eat, some of us eat, some of us didn't eat. But this is all the time. Even if you ate, then the food is finished and it's going to pass. No matter how good sex is, it's going to finish. And then, of course, you're thinking of the next time. When is the next time coming? No matter how young, how beautiful, how strong you are, it's going to pass. And then you're going to try to prolong it a little bit longer. No matter how much recognition or how many achievements can you get, Think about it. No matter how many achievements or how much recognition you can get, it is never enough, and you're always looking for more. It is this vision of the survival that made it for me. It started when the first time I heard the story of the Buddha. He was a prince. He was a young, beautiful, intelligent man that he had everything that anybody, think about anybody you want to have, anything you want to have, he had it. But because of some predictions, his father brought him up in a perfect world, in an artificial world, free of any kind of suffering. And one day, as a teenager, he was a teenager, he escaped this world and he went into the city. He escaped. And then he saw an old man. And that was it. He saw an old man and he saw that all his securities, all his pleasure will pass one day. He saw the inevitable destiny of all human beings. He saw our own inevitable destiny, ours. And so his search for another reality began. For me, it was something a bit different. I was always very good at sports. Actually, sports was a big part of my life. And then one day, out of the blue, I got a thrombosis in my spine and left half of my body paralyzed. I did many analyses. I went to see many doctors, of course. And they told me, well, the conclusion was that they didn't have any idea why somebody as healthy as me would have such a thing. Now I'm doing better. It's not what I used to be, especially this leg, but it's okay. But what really shocked me, what really touched me, was that I could see how everything can change in a moment, how in an instant, everything, your whole world can change, can turn upside down. And if we look into anything that we do, we can see that it's the same thing. Everything. We are looking for something permanent. Everyone is. We all want to feel secure all the time. Who doesn't want to? We all want to feel good all the time. Who doesn't want to? But all the things that we believe are permanent, they never are. Family, friends, relationships, houses, possessions. I mean, you can be the most wonderful person, or you can feel wonderful about yourself, but it's going to end. And then, actually what happens is when you start to see that everything passes, that you cannot get anything, then you create fear. Either you realize or you don't realize, but you create fear. The fear of seeing that actually nothing stays, everything goes. And it is this fear that creates the need, the desire to grasp whatever security and pleasure I can get. It is what creates the desire for more and more. I need more. I need more. It is this grasping born of fear that turns our survival, our own survival as human beings, into greed, into violence, into stupidity. I mean, why is that we are hurting the planet so much? Because we don't see what is there. We only see our own needs. We only see with a vision of survival. But we don't even need to go to the planet to see this. Why is that our own personal lives, really, our own little lives, why are they so conflictive? Because we don't see what is there. We don't see the people around us. We only see ourselves. We only see our own needs. It's always good to come back. To come back to yourself. I come back to myself, and you come back to yourself. You know, this grasping is what doesn't allow us to have a clear mind. And if you don't have a clear mind, then you cannot see the totality of the moment. And what you cannot see is that at every moment, there is always a choice. For a moment, imagine this situation. Two dogs that haven't eaten for one day. One dog is strong and young, and the other one is old and weak, and you put some meat between them. For sure, the strong dog is going to eat the meat. Now, imagine the same situation, but two people, two starving people. One of them is strong and young, the other one is old and weak. And you put some food between them. Very probably, the strong person will eat the food. But there is a possibility for the strong person to share the food. In the first case, the decision was based on instinct, on survival. On the second case, it was based on intelligence. But this intelligence has nothing to do with resolving mathematical problems. That's okay. But the intelligence I'm talking about is wisdom. It's the ability to see what I need in the context of the whole. It's my need in the context of the whole. Usually what we think about intelligence is like, I don't know, is the ability to work with great amount of data, to put this data together in creative ways, and then to do different things with this, to be creative. But then you can, with this intelligence, you can create a new drug to save humanity, or you can create a new drug to sell to teenagers and make tons of money. And actually, the pharmaceutical companies, for example, they use a lot of their intelligence for profit and not for cures. The tobacco companies are using very intelligent people to find new ways to sell their cigarettes. With everything, every little thing that we do, you can find intelligence, or as I call it, wisdom, and also, as in these examples, you can find survival, no different than the dog. But to be able to see a choice, you have to have somehow a clear mind. Like, for example, now, right now, are we actually here, or are we lost? Like, try to pay attention to yourself. Can you pay attention to yourself again? Pay attention to your body. Really. Like, imagine it just stopped. The whole conference stopped. There is no more TED. Can you pay attention to yourself right now? So just forget me. Pay attention to yourself. Feel your body. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You know, if the mind is not clear and something needs to be done, I will probably do it based on my own needs, based on survival. But if the mind is more clear, I may be able to see that there is a choice, and then I can act from there. Every time we act in the world, there is the possibility to ask a very fundamental question. Who am I? Who am I? And to answer this question, of course, we have many choices, but I've been talking about two in particular. Am I a person that is living in this huge and frightening world, and I need to take care of me, my needs, my possessions, my problems? Or I am a person that lives in this wonderful and beautiful world, and as such, I can care, I can contribute to it. Every time we act, we are affecting life. Every time we act, every time we are affecting life. It doesn't matter how big or how small is our interaction. It doesn't really matter, because from the point of view of life, there is no difference. Like what I say to people, how I say it, what I don't say, what I say, how I say it, when I say it. The way I manage my big company, or the way I park my car, the way I talk to my kids, the way I talk to my wife, what I do in my private life, or what I do in my public life. We are always affecting life, and we always have a choice. But this choice depends on our ability to stop this talking mind. Like right now, it depends on our ability to stop the talking mind and to see and to hear. It depends on our ability to have our own needs in the context of the whole. It depends on our possibility to be more aware of the totality of this moment. Thank you.